Asana Tutorial 2023, How to Use Asana for Project Management, full in-depth tutorial. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you all are doing great and are having an amazing and incredible day. I bring you back with yet another video, and this is on Asana and how you can use it for some great project management and how you can use it for, even more for your businesses, for your software teams, and much, much more. So just keep watching this video till the end, and without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Now, here we are on Asana's main page. It's called asana.com, and basically, to get straight into it, let's discuss quickly what project management is. Project management is basically an essential for any successful project, right? And basically, Asana can help you achieve your project goals that you require, whether you're a team leader or a solo entrepreneur. Asana can help you keep track of your tasks, deadlines, and priorities and collaborate with your team members very efficiently. So, yeah, I'm going to be teaching you how to create a project, track your progress, collaborating with team members, and using advanced features to automate your main workflow. So, let's get started. Now, to get started with Asana, all you're going to do is, first of all, you're going to go ahead and obviously click on Get Started on their main website, which is asana.com. Now, they're going to basically redirect you to this whole sign up page. So they're saying you're one click away from less busy work. So just enter your email. Okay. Now, I'm going to be using a temp mail in my situation, but you can use a proper email if you want to. So once you add that in and click on sign up, what's going to happen is they're going to basically, verify your email by sending you a verification code and stuff. You know how it is. So you can basically verify your email by, doing all those things. Here you have it. Complete your Asana sign up and just click on verify email address. And once you do that, as you can see, your email address has begun verifying, and there we are. Now, once you've verified your email address, as you can see, you get straight into their account setup. And it's a pretty good thing that it brings you straight over here. So it asks you what's your name. You're going to add your name. Then you make sure to set up a good, strong password. And once you've done that, it says, what's your primary role? Now, your primary role can be, any one of these: manager, executive, director, team member, freelancer, etc. I'm going to go with manager. I'm going to click on continue. What kind of work do you do? Okay, so obviously we're going to go ahead with project management or program management because that's what we're here for. So I'm going to go with that and click on continue. And here they say, what's your main objective with Asana? Obviously, it's project and process management, where we need to plan projects, coordinate tasks, and hit deadlines. We can also go with personal task management and portfolio and workload management, which is basically organizing to-dos and planning out your own day and your team's workload. But I'm gonna go with project and process and click on continue. Now, once you do that, let's set up your project. What's something you and your team are currently working on? So you could go with software for an app. Yeah, just go with software for an app. Click on continue. What are a few tasks that you have to do for software for an app project? So let's say coding, development, ideas. Okay, let's just go with those. Now, how would you group these tasks into sections or stages? To do, doing, and done. That seems pretty accurate. And once you do that, add more details to your project. Pick up to 3 fields. You can add more or customize them later. Now, you could add a priority field, you could add a progress field, stage field, and right now we can only pick 3, but you can add more later. Now, priority is obviously to keep this at, somewhat of a priority, like low, medium, high, etc. Progress is, how much it's actually done, so you can, keep track of the progress. And then there's the stage, and stage is like, okay, where is it right now? Like, is it in progress? Is it waiting? Or has it even not been started yet? Once you do that, you're going to click on continue. And then it says, what layout works best for this project? You can change this later. Now, first of all, it has 4 different layouts. Now, the default layout is going to be list because Asana recommends the list layout. Now, the list layout looks like this, as you can see. Then comes the board layout. This is basically the Kanban view, and the Kanban view is pretty, you could say, famous and popular with, programs like Trello, etc. And then you have the timeline view and calendar view. These things are just, the agile methods You could go with this if you want to, but most people actually jump around in these, the Scrum and the Kanban, well, the list and the board. So I'm going to go with list for now because it recommends it for me. And once you do that, here it says, congratulations, you've created your first project in Asana. Who's working on this project with you? So I'm just going to go and like skip this for now. Get Asana for all your screens. Again, skip this for now. You can get your Asana on your mobile devices and stuff, but that obviously only depends on you. It's your opinion if you want to get it or not. And once you do that, you're basically into Asana's main structure. Now, this is Asana, as you can see in front of yourself. Now, obviously, once you've like signed up, created, and headed into the main dashboard after the whole setup, you can choose between a free or a premium account depending on your project management needs. And once you've signed up, you will be directed to the Asana dashboard, as you can clearly see in front of yourself, where you can set up your workspace and invite team members to collaborate with you. So as you can see, the Asana interface is pretty intuitive and easy to navigate. You can organize your projects, tasks, and team members by creating different sections and using tags to prioritize and label your tasks. So, basically, to label our tasks, let's say in the to-do list, let's say we want to add a task. Now to add a task, what we're going to do is we're just going to come here where it says add a task. We're going to click on that. And look at that. We just added a task as so. Now let's call it test task, okay? Because we're testing on it. So all you're going to do is you're going to click on enter. And once you do that, just click anywhere else on the screen and your task is going to be made. Now, you're going to go ahead and click on this task triangle, okay? Now, once you click over here, you can see that you're getting all these things. Like, first of all, there's the mark complete, where you're going to mark if your task is complete or not. Then there's the assignee, where you assign your tasks to someone. So there's the task assignee. Then there's the due date. Okay, this is obviously the due date. Like, no explanation needed. You already know what this is. Then you have all the different projects that you're maybe working on. So let's say the project is obviously on to do. You can keep it at that. You can change its due date. So let's say its due date is on the 27th of April. Okay. Now, once you do that, you can assign it to a specific member of your team. Like right now, I don't have any members, so I can't really assign it. But you can assign it to some specific member of your team. Once you do that, then there's dependencies. So these are basically, the blockages in your task. So you could say that, okay, this thing is blocked by this certain thing, or this thing is blocking this certain thing. So that's dependencies, and you can add them if you want to. Then there's priorities. Obviously, as we said, the priority could be, let's say you want this immediately, so keep it at high. You want it, it doesn't, like, you want it normal at the normal time, and this is like, you want it for, like, there's time to this. It's not that important right now. So you could just keep it at low, and always you can change it later if you want to. You can also edit the option and keep a new priority for yourself, which is also a pretty cool thing. Like, you can call it a new priority, like epically needed or something like that, just to have a little bit fun with your work members and stuff like that. Then you have the progress bar, okay? Now, in the progress bar, obviously someone can write, let's say, like in the coding, for example, the coding is half of it is done. So all they're going to do is they're going to write 50%. And once they write that, they're just going to enter, and look at that. It's going to add 50% progress in the task. And then there's obviously stage. Stage is not started, in progress, or waiting. And what is this task about? This is obviously where you, as the manager or the director or the boss, or whatever you are, you're gonna basically write a description telling what this task is about, so your team members have no difficulty. So once you do that, you can also add subtasks by clicking on this. You can also use shortcuts. As you can see, everything over here has a certain shortcut to itself. Like, let's say adding an assignee, you can just click on tab A and you're gonna add an assignee. You can click on tab D to add due date. Then obviously adding a subtask, you just need to click tab S. So you can use shortcuts as well. Then there's this. This is pretty important because this is the comment section, and the comment section is where you're basically going to communicate with your work members if they have any issues regarding the task. Like, let's say something you didn't explain too well when it came to the task, and your team members require some assistance. But there's like not a very, you don't have a Slack or a Microsoft Teams. So, you're gonna basically like, what are you gonna do about it? What you're gonna do about it is you're gonna basically, just communicate with them on in the comments over here below. Now, once you already like obviously understood this, let's go ahead and discuss the more, you could say the more in-depth topics, okay? So once, we've understood the whole priority and labeling your tasks, let's go ahead and create ourselves a new project and start from there. So creating a project in Asana is pretty easy. You can start by setting up project goals, timelines, and priorities. You can create and assign tasks to team members as I showed you, set up subtasks and dependencies to streamline the project flow as I showed you again, and create and manage project milestones for yourself. So, as you saw, Asana provides a comprehensive project management solution that allows you to manage your project tasks and team members all in one place. You can customize your project views and filters to suit your project needs and track your progress using Asana's different views, such as the list view. Then you have the board view. Okay, this is your board view. And then there's the timeline view. So this is your timeline view. Obviously, you have the calendar view over there as well, but the calendar view and timeline view are mostly unused when it comes to project management softwares. So as you can see, you can't just drag over here and mess around with this, but in my opinion, the best when it comes to project management are the Scrum and Kanban, and those are the list and board. So as you can see, we are in the Kanban over here. So look at that. You just easily drag tasks into from to do to done to, just drag them, and then you can edit them over here by just clicking on them, and look at that. So it's pretty simple and easy to work around with Asana, as you can clearly see. Like, there's not a lot of things in play here. You're pretty easy when you're working with Asana because it's pretty abstract. It's pretty abstract, pretty versatile, and it just works wonders for you. Now that we've, discussed all these different views that you have, let's also go to the filter. Okay, now what is the filter? Now in each view, which is, your list and board, you have a filter option over here. Now in the filter option, let's say you want to go with all the completed tasks. So as you can see, we don't have any completed tasks. So let's remove the filter, apply it again, and then you have all the tasks over here. Okay, so you can again add another, like let's say you have epitome of tasks, like 50 to 60 tasks, and you want to filter out a task which is due next week. Okay, you're going to put that filter, and look at that. You're going to have the task due next week, and then you can add more filters, due next week, and all which are completed. Then all the completed tasks that are due next week are going to be added over there. So you get the point, and like I can't emphasize enough on how important the use of filter and the different views are, because they just help life be much easier for you when it comes to project management. Now, once you've discussed all these things like the different views and stuff, let's go ahead and discuss about tracking progress. Now, what is the tracking progress section? The tracking progress is essential for any successful project, and Asana makes it quite easy to track your project progress and individual tasks. You can use Asana's different views, as I told you, filters, and the calendar to keep track of your deadlines, milestones, and project progress. You can also use Asana's commenting system to communicate with team members, discuss project-related issues, and share files and attachments. Now, for tracking progress, let me give you an outlook. So let's say you're in list, okay? So again, let's say there's like tons and tons of tasks. Okay, I'm just gonna keep on adding tasks and tasks and tasks. Now there's like tons and tons of tasks with, different types of due dates and stuff like that. Now, if you want to track the progress for these tasks, what you're going to do is first of all, you're going to use the board view. So in the board view, you're going to basically assign them accordingly. So let's say I'm going to assign these tasks over here. And once these tasks are properly, assigned So let's say there's this much to do, this much doing, and this much done. So once you've assigned these, you're going to go on timeline and you're going to get, an overlook. Now in the timeline, obviously tasks are only going to show for you if they have like a due date on them. Without a due date, they will not show to you. So make sure to add a proper due date and then just use the timeline and calendar view to basically tell when should you submit them, when are they viable to, be completed, when they are wanted to be completed, and all that stuff. So you get the point. Pretty easy and basic stuff when it comes to, tracking your progress and stuff like that. So then comes your, as I discussed, the whole attachment scenario. Okay. So let's say you are in a task. So let's say here's the coding task. Up here, you can see all these things. So first of all, there's this. So someone can like this task just for fun, but someone can also attach a file to this task. So let's say I were to attach a picture to this task regarding like this picture is totally irrelevant to this task, but let's say I just, uploaded it as a reference picture. This could be a PDF or this could be a photo explaining to the people like maybe it has bullet points, maybe it's like it's for coding, right? So maybe the coded file has the output over here and stuff like that. So you get the point. You can use attachments as well to for like ease of work. Then you can copy task link and send it to someone. So let's say if I copy task link, open a new task, paste it here. If I click enter, you're gonna see I'm gonna be directly redirected to this task over here. So like we're just going to wait for that to load. So as you can see, it's pretty easy stuff. Then over here, you can also add a task to another project. Like let's say you have two different projects. You can add a task to another project. You can mark this task as a milestone if you want to. And obviously you can add duplicate the milestone. You can convert the task to a proper template for yourself if you want to, and much more. So as you can see, the link that we opened, it's like exactly like the task that we just did. So you can also copy and move around the link as well if you want to. So it's pretty nice and pretty easy stuff. As you can see, the photo we uploaded also is down here. So it's pretty great stuff. Now, obviously like what we used over here was from the get-go, and they allowed us to do all of this pretty easily. Let's go ahead and create a project from scratch. So create a new project, and creating a project from scratch, you're going to click on create over here. And once you click on create over here, you also have the option to create and invite a team. So this is the place you're going to use to invite your work members, your people, the people you're going to work with, etc., stuff like that. So this is where you're going to invite your members. This is where you're going to make a team and everything. But this is also where you're going to make a new project. So once you go and create a new project, as you can see, you can get three different options. You get blank project, you get use a template, and import spreadsheet. Now, I'm going to explain what all three of these basically mean. So blank project, like it's pretty easy to understand what this. It's a blank project which starts you from scratch. Then there's use a template, which is basically, a library from Asana that is filled with, tons and tons of templates. Now, you're probably wondering, how is there templates for, project management workloads? Don't worry, you'll see. You'll see in like a few seconds when I open it. Then there's import spreadsheets, where you can basically import, and I'm pretty sure it's an SXL or an XCL file. So basically, you can import that from Excel, Microsoft Excel, where you have all the contact lists into a spreadsheet and stuff like that. So you can import that as well. But what we're going to be doing is, first of all, let's go ahead and use a template for ourselves, okay? Because using a template, obviously, always pretty easy. Now, once you go and use a template, obviously over here you can see start with a template to build your project or workflow. Now, again, you can start from scratch over here if you want to. You can also choose the different types. So you can choose all types, all layouts if you want to. You can go with the Kanban layout if you want to. You can also go with the list layout and stuff like that. I'm just going to go with all layout. And once you do that in the recommended, they're obviously going to recommend the best thing for us, because like regarding the fact that we are a project management manager, it's going to give us these things. So recommended cross-functional project plan. Then you have the work request plan. Obviously for this you need the premium plan, as you can see over here, so we're not going to be able to do that. But let's go with a cross-functional project plan. Okay, this is widely used and it's recommended. So use this template to start your next cross-functional project. Break work into sections and tasks with due dates to make clear what work needs to happen and when it's due. And categorize work by priority and stage to keep your team aligned as work gets underway. So this is your basic, task making. So we're going to go ahead and click on use template. So add project details. I'm just going to call this coding, okay? The team is obviously my first team, and once you do that, I'm just going to go ahead and click on create project. Now I have created 2 projects for myself, but this one, the difference is this one up here, this was from scratch and it's, not very civilized. This one over here, this one was created using a template. And as you can see, this one looks pretty good. This one looks pretty, unique and organized. So as you can see, we have 2 milestones over here and we've created a separate board for a milestone, and you have different steps with all these priorities, names, and good titles, pretty good decent titles. So one more thing that I forgot to mention in the previous section of the video, you can complete a task, or you can tell that a task is completed by just coming here on the left side of the task and clicking on this take button. And as you can see, once it's done, you get that really nice celebration and stuff like that, and that marks your completion. But I'm just gonna mark it incomplete for now. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's how you're gonna create a task from scratch, and then obviously the rest goes the same. Just click on add task to add yourself some new tasks, and all the subtasks and stuff like that. That obviously all goes the same. Now basically, again, when I said that you can communicate with your team members to discuss project related issues and stuff like that, for that, what you're going to do is over here in the left hand side where it says create, you're going to go on message, and you can start a message with different number of people. So add the subject issues related to project. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and write that. And once you do that, you can choose a name and stuff like that, and then you can type the name, and then also write slash to see all these different you could say shortcuts and stuff. So once you have that, you also have these options down here where you can insert objects, you can choose formats, record videos, all that stuff. And then you can just write a message for the team members and click on send. So that is how you're going to basically create a message. Pretty easy, right? Not too difficult. And once we have, got all of that down, yeah, that's pretty much it. So as you can see, Asana provides a pretty comprehensive set of features that allow you to track your progress and collaborate with your team pretty effectively. Now, to see how the workflow is going, you can come here to, create your whole workflow thing going on. And as you can clearly see, this is your whole workflow. Okay, you can build a workflow in 2 minutes, so you can mess around with this later if you want to. And workflow is basically where you can automate your team's process. Automation, if you don't know what that is, automation is basically triggers. So let's say your team does a or your team adds a task into the project. That is going to act as a trigger. That will basically trigger an action, which will basically do another action. So let me give you an example. So for example, your team creates a task. What that's going to do is it's going to act as a trigger, and it's going to send you an email or a message on your Slack or your Gmail. So that's what automation is. One thing leads to another. One thing as an action and acts as a trigger and leads to another, basically. So now that we, have that down to the bone, let's go ahead and discuss, all these other things. So you have dashboard over here, okay? And in your dashboard, this is basically your analytics section. Now, over here, you can basically see different charts of your work. So completed task 0, incompleted task 6, then overdue tasks 0, total task 6. You can see your graphs for, the task count. You can see the completion status, overtime status, assignee, and stuff like that. So This is basically just for your, analytical section. This is where you can see your pages and your project's analytics. So just go ahead and mess around with this accordingly. This obviously depends on however you want to get around with it, however you want to work with it. So just go with it as much as you want. Then you can also add a different chart. By adding a different chart, basically you can get different, you could say, views and retrospects of the boards. And obviously, as I told you, messages, you can just come here. Then there's files where all the attachments in your tasks and stuff, they're going to appear over here for you. Now, let's discuss a bit newer things. So, come here to customize in the top right. Now, customize is basically where you can start adding stuff. So obviously, this is the first customize where you can customize the outlook of your, you could say, Asana board. Then there's this where you can add automations and stuff. Then there's apps. You're probably wondering what apps is. So you can build integrated workflows with the tools your team uses the most. Okay. Now, these tools are basically, proper integrations. These could be, Microsoft Teams, these could be Slack, Dropbox, Zoom, GitHub, Google Drive, Gmail, all that stuff. So, you basically integrate so you can make things easier for you. So basically, let's say there's communication and you don't want to do communication in Asana. All you're going to do is you're going to click on add app and you're going to basically integrate it with maybe your Slack, your Microsoft Teams and stuff like that, and you can just start communicating from one place. So you get the point, you get what integrations do, and these are also pretty, you could say, important for your whole, you could say, project management and stuff. So do make sure to, include the use of apps and integrations into your whole workflow and project management. Now, once we've, discussed all of this and discussed all of that, you can also go into reporting. Now, what is reporting? Basically, reporting is where you can see your team's work in real time from every angle. So get insights with charts using real-time data across teams, projects, even departments. Asana can help you set up your first dashboard. So let's say you're going to go ahead and click on Get Started. Okay. Now over here, as you can see, it starts saying creating your dashboard. Now, there we are. So once your dashboard is created, this is the real-time analytics. Obviously, the dashboard that I showed you for your project, those were, normal analytics. Those weren't real-time. These are real-time. These basically tell you things that are going on with all your projects in real time. So this is also a pretty good thing to have by your side because when you see your work happening real time, that just gives you a much better outlook of how things are when it comes to working and team ethics and stuff like that. So collaborating with team members is pretty essential for any successful project, as we know, and Asana provides a set of collaboration tools that basically allow you to communicate with your team members, share files and attachments, and streamline the approval process. You can use Asana's commenting system to discuss project related issues and use Asana's proofing and approval system to basically streamline the approval process. Now, obviously, as I showed you, there's a lot of collaboration tools like the apps that I showed you, which can basically, allow you to communicate with your team members, share files, attachments, streamline the approval process, and much, much more. In addition to basically you could say its core project management features, Asana also provides a set of advanced features like, automations with your workflow that I showed you and save a lot of time. You can use Asana's automation features accordingly to set up custom rules and workflows. Integrate Asana with other tools to enhance productivity and use Asana's analytics to track your progress and basically, you could say, work more easily with all this stuff. Now, that's like pretty much all the features there are when it comes to, discussing Asana. Now, obviously, as we, discussed, like if you give a whole verdict behind the whole Asana workspace and stuff like that, basically, again, Great project manager, which always needs simple ways to keep the whole team on the same page. It's a great cloud-based service, and it can help a team do its work more efficiently and easily. Asana is basically a helpful collaboration tool that offers customizable features for productivity. You can go over the best features of Asana again. And those features, first of all, the first and foremost is the free version. Like, it's totally free. And the free version includes most features like, your automations and integrations. Now, I didn't discuss the pricings at all. So Asana has different pricings and plans as well. Okay, so if we were to go and discuss the Asana pricings, let's go over here. And here we basically are. Okay, so Asana. First of all, you have the basic plan, which is, your basic free US $0, which is one of the best things about this is it's like not a trial or anything. It's a proper free plan that you can just get behind and, start doing your work pretty easily, efficiently. So obviously it's for individuals or teams just getting started with project management, US $0. Now, unlimited essentials are available with project tasks, activity logs, storage, comments, etc. Then there's three different project views, where you have list, board, and calendar views. So this is also pretty cool thing to have. As I said, the list, board, and calendar views, again, pretty agile methodologies, and they just work great with the whole project management retrospect. Then you have the basic workflows with free integration with everyday work apps, including Microsoft 365, Google Workspace, Slack, and much more. Then you have the basic reporting, okay, which is status updates in Asana and export projects with PDF or CSV. And you have your security essentials, where you have a 15 user limit with two-factor authorization, Google SSO, and SOC2 type 2 compliance. You also have great community support, etc. Now, you move on to the premium plan, which is for teams that need to create project plans with confidence. It's a US $10.99 per month with, the same unlimited essentials. You have four project views with list, board, calendar, and timeline. You have automated workflow with the, workflow builder with limited preset rules, forms, custom templates, and advanced integrations. You have the reporting feature where unlimited dashboards across unlimited projects with custom fields, advanced search, and milestones. You also have great scale security and great community support. And then obviously finally there's the business plan, which is $25.99. And yeah, you can like get started with this right away if you want to. They also have the enterprise plan, but obviously this is for, a whole enterprise for the big boy teams and stuff like that. So we're just going to leave this out for now. Now, as I was discussing about Asana. So again, the pros could come with, all features are included with the free plan. Then there's, all the integrations with Zoom, GitHub, and more great automations. You get project status reports, which is a great thing to have by your side. Then the only few things that bug me are that it's a bit more expensive when it comes to project management software in retrospect to other project management softwares, and the issues are there like present with the customer service and more. So as we know, Asana is one of the best project management software options on the market with many different views that can be tailored to all team members involved. The free version has a ton of, capabilities to make your life easier. You'll have unlimited storage and be able to look up records of past projects and can also message on the platform. If you have a small team, the free version can be great for, long term. Asana also has a diverse array of project views, whether you want to look at them in a Kanban style card, which as we can see over here, or maybe a Scrum style card. See projects and their deadlines on a calendar or a general workload overview. All are available to you. Being able to switch between these views gives more flexibility to your team members and means you can include more stakeholders. Additionally, Asana supports various automatic processes and integrations that can make your team more efficient. You can set up due dates and get automatic messages in Slack when a section of a project is basically finished. Your team can cascade into the next stage of the project pretty easily. Then you have the featured partners of Asana, which could be Monday.com, ClickUp, Rike, and much, much more. So, what sets Asana apart from all of this? Asana stands out as a top project management software option because of its many unique features and capabilities. With its cloud-based platform, Asana allows you to access your projects from anywhere, making it a convenient choice for, your remote teams. One of Asana's key strengths is its variety of project views, as I discussed. Again, you can choose from Kanban to calendar to workload overview to Scrum to list, which allows you to customize your view based on your team's needs. This flexibility basically enables you to include more stakeholders and promote collaboration within your team. Asana's task management capabilities are also noteworthy, where you can assign tasks to team members, set deadlines, and create subtasks to splice projects into bite-sized pieces, making them easier to tackle. Additionally, your team members can comment on tasks, promoting transparency and communication with your team. Asana also offers a free version with many capabilities such as unlimited storage and messaging on the platform, making it a great option for small teams. For larger teams, Asana's paid versions offer even more features such as custom fields to track specific project information and task dependencies, ensuring that everyone working on their assigned tasks and keeping projects on track. Now, again, it has like a lot of advantages, a lot of pros, and trust me, the pros far outweigh the cons, in my opinion. With Asana, you can integrate with third-party services such as Slack and Zapier, where you can keep track of all your communication in one place, which can help streamline your productivity, and its in-app messaging basically helps you a lot. Since Asana can let you assign project deadlines and priorities to your team, it often makes sense to keep all the discussions in one place. Asana is also supportive of the Agile project management philosophy. It has a glossary of terms that defines in its own terms for Agile product management. Using Asana for planning sprints and product launches is a pretty great option. Now, with Asana, you can only assign one task to one team member, although. If there is a section of a project that requires more than one person, you will have to communicate that in a different way. Asana sends a lot of email notifications, which can bother some users. So before getting started on a big project with Asana, the project manager should teach all team members how to adjust their email notifications so they aren't overwhelmed with these emails. This ensures that they will see emails as directly pertinent to their responsibilities as opposed to spam. And Asana's free plan offers unlimited accounts and 3 project views. Monthly pricing for its premium plan costs $10.99. If billed annually and allows everything from the free plan and more, plus more automations. The business plan is priced at $24.99 monthly per user when billed annually and offers advanced workflows and reporting. Finally, the enterprise plan offers everything and more for higher level businesses that want to use Asana with no boundaries. Now, when it comes to Asana's core features, there's first of all the role assignment features. Okay, so you're probably wondering what the role assignment features are. So again, one of Asana's key strength is its ability to assign roles and responsibilities. Your team members. You can assign tasks to team members, set deadlines, and create subtasks to break down projects into smaller pieces. This basically promotes transparency and accountability within your team. Then obviously there's timelines, where Asana's timeline feature allows you to visualize project deadlines and dependencies in a simple, easy to understand way. Adjust dates and milestones as needed, ensuring the projects stay on schedule. Then you have the Gantt charts. Okay, Asana's Gantt charts feature allows you to view project timelines and dependencies in a detailed view. You're probably wondering what a Gantt chart is. So to basically access a Gantt chart, what you can do is you're basically just, you can go and customize and add a different view for yourself. As so, just go and customize. And here, you have different fields and stuff. So you can add a Gantt chart for yourself. A Gantt chart is more like, your timeline and calendar view, etc. And it just keeps you helping adjusting dates and milestones as needed. Then there's the software integrations. Okay, Asana integrates with a variety of other software tools that you have, which makes it pretty easy to incorporate into your team's existing workflow. For example, you can integrate Asana with Slack, Google Drive, and Microsoft Teams, allowing for the easy sharing of files and communication with your team. Then you have, the different dependencies where Asana's dependency feature allows you to set up relationships between tasks, ensuring that certain tasks can't be completed until others are done. This helps keep projects on track and ensures that everyone is working on the right tasks. Then comes the budgeting. Asana's budgeting feature allows you to track project expenses and stay within your budget. Track expenses in real time, set budgets per project, and adjust as needed for you. So, yeah, that's pretty much all there is. The setup and customization is pretty easy. Getting started with Asana is, a simple process as I showed you, and it can be completed pretty quickly. You don't have to download any apps because Asana is, totally cloud-based. Creating an account, inviting team members to join your workspace is all it takes to begin using Asana. And Asana's intuitive interface offers customizable settings and easy navigation, providing users with a host of project views such as list, board, calendar, and timeline views. Its user interface and customizable settings make it easy for new users to get started with little training. Switching to Asana from another project management software is also straightforward. Asana's import tool allows you to transfer projects from other software such as Trello or Basecamp. Plus, it can integrate with other tools you probably use every day, such as Slack and Google Drive, so automating processes into your existing workflow can lessen the burden of using a new system for you. Then comes the Asana's ease of use. As with most project management tools, learning to use Asana may require some effort. Obviously, its many features and customizable settings may be overwhelming for, new users at first. However, Asana's intuitive interface and supportive documentation make it pretty easy to learn it and adapt to it over time. So if you want to jumpstart, check out Asana Academy, which is a self-paced course for you. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to discuss when it comes to, discussing Asana. Now, if you enjoyed this video and if it was informational to you, please drop down a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more videos like this in the upcoming future, please let me know down in the comments below and I'll make more for you. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you for watching. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. That was all from me. And yeah, I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.